All right, we'll give it a minute for people to come on, but I don't know about you guys. This is a song I listen to a lot when I'm getting ready for big presentations and stuff. Have my own little dance party beforehand. But I feel like it should be a dance party on Fridays. Message in the chat. Let's see it, Janice and Donna. Ready?
There's 45 seconds today.
What's that?
I did my 45 seconds today. It was awesome.
That's awesome. Whitney likes the dance party on Friday, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, I do.
Your background looks fantastic, Trisha.
Thank you. Yeah, we're in Arizona, but we're at a resort here. And so, yeah, there's kind of nice to sit out here in the courtyard. Pool's the other way. All right, well, let's go ahead. Go ahead and get started. So happy Friday, everybody. I hope everybody's having an amazing week. And I feel like it's been forever since I've seen some of you. As we had Journey last weekend. I know Donna was there though, got to spend some time with her. And just really, 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 oh my gosh, what a powerful, incredible weekend. But on the spot, can you share? Oh yeah, Molly too. Perfect. Donna, can you share one of your biggest takeaways from last weekend being here at Journey?
Wow. There was so much. I mean, learning about the personalities and how to speak with different personalities. I think that was like the greatest thing that you could possibly get, like really start to understand. And every day we had to change tables and have different people. So we got to know different people and different personalities. And there were quite a few people that were really, really trying to understand what's red, what's green, and pick people out. That one's a blue, this one's a yellow. It was very interesting.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Donna. And I see Molly hopped on. Molly, are you able to talk? If so, I would love to hear your biggest takeaway from last weekend at Journey.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Oh my goodness. So I had so many takeaways. It was kind of ridiculous. Again, I think one of my big takeaways was the colors as well. And it was really fascinating because Markham and I went out for our 26th anniversary dinner last night. And our server was so fun. And it was like, oh my gosh, she is a strong red. And so to be able to connect with her and understand and know how to communicate with that was really fascinating and just amazing. Another one of the big takeaways I got was the listening skills that Marcusetta went through, and really focusing on listening and keeping my mouth shut, because too often I want to interject something before somebody finishes, which is one, not only rude, but two, I mean, kind of rude, and but it is because I don't take the time to finish listening to somebody as to what they have to say, and I'm quick to try and interject. So that 2 was something that I went, I really need to work on that and practice that.
Awesome. Thank you, Molly. That I agree with you. Both of those that you guys have mentioned so far are so powerful. The listing was incredible. And obviously we're not going to share exactly what we did for that, because when you guys go to Journey, we want it to be something for you to experience for yourself. And but it was extremely eye-opening for sure. Lisa, I see you're on. You were also here last weekend. Would love to get just real quick, one of your biggest takeaways.
Hey guys, I'm sorry, I'm just out of the shower, so I'm
You're good.
not looking
No
so
worries.
fabulous right now. But yeah, ditto on the things that Molly and Donna just reiterated. The color typing I've always been fascinated by. I was fascinated to learn that this actually has to do with chemicals in our brain and goes back as far as Socrates. So I'm very excited to study more of that. We're not going to talk about some of the specific little things that happen, so I'll let those go for now. But one thing that also was really powerful for me was the exercise in which we identified leadership qualities and qualities, well, maybe not leadership qualities, qualities that we see in leaders that make us either dislike the leaders and not want to follow them, or really love the leaders and want to follow them. I just really enjoyed that exercise of creating those lists so that we are more conscious of our behaviors and how they may cause us to be perceived. So I absolutely love that. And I will just say too, just the bonding experience, you know, being able to connect with people after and talk about all their different takeaways was cool, as well as I think it was Donna that mentioned we moved tables every day. So we got to meet lots of people, most of whom were World Ventures people. And just that experience of hearing about their transition was reassuring in a lot of ways. I'm going to leave it at that.
I love it. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, that leadership one was incredible too. Just so many good things. And let's see here. Genevieve also was there last weekend. Could you share one of your biggest takeaways?
Sure, guys. All I can say, well, you guys have to go next year. It was amazing. Everything that they just said, and it really helped me know that I can be whatever I want to be in life. I can do whatever I want to do. I have the capability of doing that. Get rid of all that, those limiting beliefs that may have, or the programming that happened to us as children or other things, and just reinvent your identity, and just you can do whatever you want to do. And I also loved changing tables every day. And you know, I connected with a woman that lives out here in California, and she invited me to go out on her boat out in the Pacific Ocean yesterday. I'm out here visiting. I mean, I'm out here doing at Dr. Cohn's clinic, which, oh my gosh, y'all, that is amazing. You guys have to do that too. But and then I found out she's done business with the company my husband works with in Raleigh. So that you never know who you, I mean, it's just, you guys, this is just amazing. You've got to go. So they said all the stuff that they've touched on, all the stuff that for me, but anyway, it was just awesome.
Thank you, Genevieve. I appreciate that. And Barb, are you able to hop on? I think it's this, I don't see the picture, but I'm assuming it's Barb Naseby. And if you're not, it's okay.
Yeah, I'm unmuted now.
Oh, perfect. I know. Listen, poor Barb ended up being really sick for part of the weekend. I really hope you're feeling better, but can you, from when, you know, you were feeling a little better, do you mind sharing one of your biggest takeaways from the weekend?
Yeah, well, I've got two. The big one for me was I always thought I was a really good listener. And I found out I wasn't quite as good as I thought I was. And I've been very conscious this week of my responses when people start talking, not only my listening responses, but my verbal responses to them as well, and how that might affect the outcome of the conversation. So I'm a lot better now. I'm not well yet, but I'm a lot better, and I'm getting there. Thank you. Awesome.
Thank you, Barb. So guys, I just want to share with you, It was an absolutely incredible weekend. First of all, for all of you who were here, it was great to spend the time together that we did, even though we didn't spend as much as I thought because we went such long hours every single day and, you know, finished so late and we all had to come back and sleep. So, so I can't wait for the fly-in a couple weeks, which we'll get into in just a second. But I just want to say, for anyone who truly wants to be a leader and to be known as a leader, Journey's a must. And, you know, I've gone through a ton of training, a ton of personal development, a ton of things over especially the last 5 years. And what Journey did is really brought all of it together for me. Like it truly brought everything together. It allowed me to see how much I've grown over the last 5 years. I learned a lot of new stuff too. But it really brought everything together so I could really kind of have a clearer vision of it instead of learning this and learning this and learning this. Like how Mark brought it together was really incredible. And it's funny, you talk about the colors because, you know, as you guys know, I am definitely a red. Green is my second, and then yellow, then blue. But my red and green are really, really, really close. And it's funny because oops, what did I just do? Hold on, guys. Oop, hang on. Okay, sorry, I hit a little thing on I went to clear some dust off and like did a whole bunch of stuff. You guys can still hear me, right? Yes, okay.
Yeah, yes.
So Rob was talking to me yesterday and I asked him, I said, did you not learn anything when it came to colors? Because he, you know, this is where this is so important when you really learn how to speak to people. Because one of the key things that Mark talked about is reds don't like to be told what to do, right? They don't like to be told what to do. So a better way would obviously be able to ask a question or, hey, do you mind if I share an observation? Something along those lines, as opposed to, well, you should just do this. And I'm like, what? Did you not learn anything? Don't tell red what to do. But at the same time, I'm trying to remember to be a functional red, not a dysfunctional red, right? And step back and understand he just didn't know any better. You know, but seriously, it's such a powerful exercise to really learn, you know, some of these things, because it really will allow you to be able to recruit more people, work with the people who you have better, and also develop more leaders within your organization. So it's all of it so powerful. So a couple of things. If you don't want to wait till next year, there's going to be a journey in Europe. There will be journeys in other places around the world. It doesn't have to be waiting till next year to come in the US. You know, if you have the ability to go to some of these other locations, go. Like, we want to build a team in other locations anyway, right? We want a global team. So don't feel that you're limited to that. The other thing, even when it comes to, you know, some of the events like the View or some of the others, personally, I will be attending the US events, of course, because we have a big team here. But at the same time, I'm going to be attending events in other places around the world as well, because we're starting to build teams there and I want bigger teams there. So and then when I go there, I'll probably sign up for the Secret Service to, you know, to really be able to give back, you know, to the different organizations and stuff as well. So just don't forget we have those things. But what I wanted to talk about today, which I have a couple of announcements, so it's probably going to be a little bit brief, but one, I wanted to talk next about the fly-in. All right, so we still have a couple of spots available for the fly-in. It is in just a couple of weeks, and let me give you the exact dates just so I don't misspeak. Let me look at my calendar really fast. All right, so we are going to arrive on the 29th. We are going to be doing a corporate tour at 4 p.m. Arizona time, which is Pacific time right now. And then that evening, I believe it's at 7, I need to double check. We're doing a Shabbat dinner at Isaac's house. Now, that was one of the things I wanted to say too. We were one of the top teams who had the most people here at Journey. And so we got a surprise dinner at Isaac's house. So the top 3 teams got to go to Isaac's house for Shabbat dinner. So those of you who came, thank you so much, because that's what qualified us. And I know you loved it. That was just an incredible thing. There were about 50 people there. So it was just a really great time to get some one-on-one with Isaac, to get to meet the family, get to just experience the culture of Secret, which was really, really incredible and fun. But we do get to do that again as a team on the 29th. And Isaac was so funny. He came up and he gave me a hug and he said, I am so excited. I get to have you over to my house for Shabbat twice in 2 weeks. I'm like, I know, this is amazing. So guys, here's the thing. This wasn't the only time. This fly-in won't be the only time. But what I can tell you about this fly-in is it's probably going to be the most special one, because it's the first time that we're going to have some of our US and Canadian team together since we really kicked it off here. And it's probably going to be the smallest Shabbat dinner that we ever experience as a team. And so it's going to be a really special one. And so if you are able to come, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. On Thursday, the 30th, we're going to start the day at corporate. We're going to be doing training from 10 until 3. We will have likely Isaac will speak for us. We will have Jesse for a little bit. We'll have Mazafra for a little bit. And then Ruth and I've got some really special training you've never seen before lined up for you guys for that day as well. Okay, so really excited. And if you're hanging out a little longer that Thursday night, we're going to reserve a couple of bays at Top Golf and do Top Golf, which will be a lot of fun as a team to hang out and have some fun. And then of course, Friday morning, for those of you who are up for it, which I hope is most of you, we are going to do a team hike. It's going to be a team building exercise. That's going to be early because it might still be a little warm here. Hopefully it'll be cooler here. But it might still be a little warm, but we're going to go early. And for those of you who don't want to do that, it's okay. You can hang out and, time and weather permitting, we might also do some Salt River tubing on Friday afternoon for those of you who are still here. So just trying to make it a really fun experience where we can really go have fun and bring out the blue that we've all got inside of us. Some of us a little less, some of us a little more blue. But really, getting to hang out and bond and really enjoy that team experience together. So we're really excited for that. So those are some of the bigger announcements. And then the next thing I really want to make sure of is that you guys are registered for the View. Okay. Part of our system, right? So when you think about our system that we've got, there's multiple facets to it, but part of the system is the training, right? Being a part of the training is really part of the system, and the events are part of the training. And so it's not just what you do with Ruth or I, it's not what we just do as an organization, it's what we also do as a company. And how many of you would agree that the more you learn and the more you do, right? Do being the key word, the more confident you feel in your business. Yes? Yeah. And would you say in general in life, the things that you've learned, when you do them, you also become more confident, right? So for example, how many of you learned how to ride a bike when you were a kid? Anybody? Everybody? Donna, did you learn how to ride a bike when you were a kid? Yeah, okay. So would you agree the first time you hopped on a bike, you were a little scared? Yeah. How many of you fell off the bike? Scraped up your knees, scraped up your elbows, right? Did you get back on the bike? Yeah. Would you say the more you practice your hands, right? The more you practice though, the better you got? Would you agree with that? And would you say that probably after you got really confident and good at it, that You might have been pedaling down. Like, how many of you went no hands, right? You're riding down the road, no hands, going, how long can I do this? Because you got confident. Well, the same thing happens in your business, right? The same exact thing can happen in your business. But the key is you have to do the do, right? You have to do the actions. And that's where I think, probably where most people struggle, and probably one of the biggest reasons for failure is people get scared and paralyzed and they don't do. Would you guys agree to that to some degree? So that's why it's super important that obviously we are doing our daily actions. And so I'm going to share my screen here real quickly. Some of you have seen this, most of you have seen this, but I'm going to bring it up again anyway, because it's been a while, probably. Let's see, hold on one second. Uh-oh, what happened to my computer here? All right, hold on one second, guys. I don't know what I did. Okay, let me get back here. My computer is being weird. Let me just try and share real. Allow Zoom to share your screen. All right, well, this is really bizarre. All right, guys, I apologize. I have a new laptop. I guess I have to give some kind of permission. All right, well, I'm going to have to do that later. So let's just kind of cover them real quickly, because I don't want to waste time trying to get connected. But one, obviously, we want to become a product of the product, right? It's really important. As a secret agent, we come in and we become a product of the product, right? Everybody knows that one? All right. The second one is we learn. We learn, so we get trained. We learn the skills that we need to learn. We're going to sharpen those skills by doing at least 15 minutes of some kind of training every single day. And so, hopping on here today is great. So for at least 10 minutes, we're going to be doing a little bit of training. So you're getting that, but doing those huddles is going to be helpful. The third thing, and this is super duper duper important, this one's really important, is to connect, right? To be connecting with at least 2 people a day, at least 5 days a week. So that's and that's like the bare minimum, guys. Even if you're building this business part-time, you want to be connecting with at least 10 people a week about the business, right? You want to be putting product on people, putting product in front of people, having conversations with people, at least 10 new people a week. Okay. So how many of you, if you want to ask yourself, you don't have to tell me, but ask yourself, are you doing that right now? All right. Are you doing that right now? And if you are, great. But if you're not, let's circle this one. Let's highlight this one, right? Because this is a big thing that's going to, you have to have it in order to move your business forward. Okay. The next thing, the fourth thing, is to be posting on social media, right? If you're building on social media, you want to make sure you're posting on social media, right? So doesn't matter which platform, it doesn't matter if it's multiple platforms, but you need to be posting because you need to be building that brand, right? You really need to be out there building that brand. So again, taking action, right? Another thing that you're taking action on. All right. The fifth thing that you want to be doing is you want to be interacting and building closer relationships with people. Okay. So building those relationships. So as you're posting on social media, be reaching out and having conversations with the people who are commenting on your posts, people who are, maybe reaching out to you. Sorry, guys, a little bug here. People who are commenting on your stories, right? Even some of the people who, just do a reaction to my story, I'll reach back out to those people and just say, hey, thanks so much for the love on my story. Are you interested more in what I was doing, or are you just being a great friend and supporting me? It's not a spammy question, right? So you can be asking those questions. So connecting, and even in groups, right? You need to be connecting with people. You need to be having conversations with people. The sixth thing is that you need to grow. Okay. Now this really ties in again back to our events, but it also happens on a daily basis, right? So you want to make sure that you're getting some sort of personal development. One of the things, and one of the easiest things that I think you can do to do this, is to be reading at least 10 pages a day in a book, right? 10 pages a day in a personal development book. Be listening to podcasts, be listening to other leaders, right? And this is the one that when I look back at Journey this past weekend, I know some of you have heard the Steve Jobs speech before when he spoke at Stanford. Some of you maybe not, but one of the things that he talked about in his speech was being able to connect the dots of your journey, right? And it's one of those things that you can't connect them looking forward, but if you look back, you can see the connection, you can see the path that you took. And this weekend at Journey, that was a big reflection for me. I was really able to see how far I've come. Where were those pivotal points in my career that have gotten me to where I'm at? And, so reading, 10 pages a day for a day isn't going to do anything. You might get one great idea. Doing it for 2 days, you're not going to see much. Doing it for 2 months, you're going to start to see a difference. Doing it for 4 months, you're going to start to see a difference. Do it for 2 years, forget it. You're not even going to be the same person. You're going to be a much better version of yourself. So really focusing on that grow part is what's going to take you to the top of this business. And just out of curiosity, I know a lot of you here do this regularly. How many of you can see a huge difference in yourself now from a year ago? If you're doing it, right? Like huge, right? Like you're like, oh my gosh, who was that person? Like, do you ever feel that way? Yeah. So Carla, your smile is always so contagious. I just have to say. Oh, I love it. And then the seventh thing, guys. So our secret seven, our seventh thing is to plan your day before you start, right? So tonight or later today, whenever it is that you're wrapping up your day, sit down and write down what you need to do for tomorrow, right? So that when you get started tomorrow, you know what to do. But figure out today too, what is it that you need to do tomorrow, and schedule it. So you'll know, okay, if I've got these things, what time am I doing these things? How long am I going to give myself to do these things? Plan that day out. Because if you're just like, I'll do that tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to come. It's going to be the end of the day. And you're going to go, oh my gosh, I forgot to do that. Right? Like how many times has that happened? And that to me happens more in my personal life than in my business. But because I'm really much better about planning out my business, and things come up sometimes. But the more you can plan, the more you can have it set up the day before, the more productive you're going to be the day of. Does that make sense to everybody? And how many of you, out of curiosity, do that now? Okay. Does it work for you? Are you consistent with it?
If I don't do it,
I see
I
a couple
forget.
yes, I see yeses and nos. So obviously,
my plants will die.
I know
I
that
won't
you're not so
water them.
consistent. We know that's an area you could work on, right? To be a little more consistent with planning that. And I appreciate you being honest too, because I did see a couple of you, like you owned up to it. So that's great. I appreciate you being honest with yourself, because sometimes I think we fool ourselves thinking that we're doing so much, but we're not, right? So really wanted to commend you for that. So real quickly, I know we're almost at 30 minutes, but I've got one really quick announcement. But before I do that, does anybody have anything that they want to share? I know at the beginning we had people share a little bit from Journey, but for the rest of you who are on here, any big aha moments you've had this week or any wins you've had in your business that you'd like to share? Barb?
Yeah, I've got a win, and it actually came.
Oops, hold on, I can't hear you.
You hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. It actually started off while I was at Journey. I have been doing regular Facebook postings, and I got a message from an old contact. I haven't seen him for about 3 years, asking if I would like to do a talk for his group, for his weight loss group. And I'm thinking, I don't really know anything about weight loss. I've never had any real weight problems or anything. So I met with him on Tuesday, and he wants me to do it on motivation because he's been following my Facebook lives and he knows I'm a highly motivated person. So we're going to build the presentation around things that stop you being motivated for weight loss and your whys for wanting to lose weight. And then that's going to give me an opportunity to do presentations for skincare, travel, or whatever. And he's just been lurking. I didn't even know he was following me.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. Thanks for sharing. And that's such a great point. People are watching. We don't know it, but they are, and they will eventually come out of the woodwork. So awesome. Thanks for sharing, Barb. Anybody else? Carla?
So this week was back to school. So I just started putting some things in my stories about daily vitamins and routines for kids. And I had a few people reach out to me wanting to purchase the energy, wanting to try the probiotic. And that literally took me 30 seconds of my day. It was what I was already doing. And I just snapped a video of the kids as we were doing it. And so, you know, just finding ways to incorporate and share your like daily activities with people can really have a strong result. So just wanted to share that.
That's great. I love that, Carla. That's a great win. And, you know, it's such a great point that sometimes we get so focused on what do I post or does it have to be business? And you just put in your life. Like, and that's what we share a lot. People want to see behind the scenes. People want to see your lifestyle a little bit, and that's real to people. So really awesome.
And it goes back to your it goes back to your earlier point, Trish, of just being a product of the product. When you're a product of the product and then you just share what you're already doing, it's like a double win. You don't have to do extra work. It's not extra work. You're just sharing it. So yeah.
I love that. Thank you, Carla. Great. Well, awesome. Well, what I wanted to do right now is just share with you very quickly that there's going to be some changes coming. So I'm putting this out here for you greens, especially, and some of you yellows. It's good change, right? And I think it's something you're going to be super excited about. Ruth, as you know, Ruth and I are always evaluating. We've been there. What we're getting ready to do has been a work in progress for honestly, probably since February or March at least. But it was one of those things that we've been trying to figure out exactly how we were going to do it. And we've been making a few little tweaks here and there. And we had the opportunity to just talk with some other people and collaborate with some other people who do what we do and build the way we do. And through that, it gave us some ideas on a couple of things. And so we're going to be making some tweaks. I think you guys are going to be excited because it's going to make things even more simplified, like by probably times 100. Would you agree, Ruth, on what we're getting ready to do? So I just want you guys to know we're still doing everything the same. We're just going to streamline it and simplify it even more so that it's going to be more duplicatable for you and the people who you bring into the business. And our goal is to be able to be launching it in the next 7 days. So just bear with us as you start to see a few things change here and there, but obviously we will come on, we will do a training on it. But I think it's going to be so silly, so simple that it's going to be, I think you guys are going to be just ecstatic about it. I know we are. So anyway, just wanted to end our call with that so you guys can be prepared to start seeing things. Ruth, do you want to add anything before we wrap up?
I have my lashes on today because we have to do some videos this afternoon for what we're launching.
I love it. I know. I was actually a little bummed because I got my hair done a couple of days ago and she curled it. And every time I get it curled, I get a lot of compliments, just I think because I never wear it that way. But I was so sweaty after my workout today, like I had no choice but to review my hair. And I'm like, darn it, we're doing videos. I don't have any videos with curly hair, but oh well. Carla, you got something quick?
Yeah, just a quick question. When those get announced, those changes, Trish, will it be in where can we find the announcement? Will it be on a huddle or where should we make sure to not miss it?
It will definitely be recorded. We will definitely record it and make sure that you have it. So
We'll post it everywhere. We'll
Yep.
post it in the chat. We'll post it in Truth Empire so everyone sees it.
yeah, it'll be everywhere. I can promise you it'll be everywhere. So
You guys both look very pretty. I was just actually thinking that looking at y'all. So that's interesting that you are doing the recordings today. You look great in blue, by the way.
doesn't she? I know. It makes me want to go find a blue shirt to put on because I know for both of us it makes our eyes pop. So and just real quickly while we're celebrating, like I said earlier, this will be the first time that some of our US and Canadian team members get to come together in a couple weeks at the fly-in, but this will be the first time Ruth and I have been together in 2 years.
It's crazy.
In person. So we are super excited about that and can't wait to see you guys. It's probably going to be a really emotional visit, but really excited about it. So if you guys hadn't made that decision yet, make the decision, get here.
Come with us. Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be so much fun. So, all right, guys, have an awesome weekend. Go out and crush it. Let's double cycle. And we will see you guys Monday on the huddle.
See you
Bye.
Monday.